tonight on UCentral News. A highly anticipated sequel may not be living up to expectations. Lauren Jackson will have more. And in sports, Broncos have climbed up in rankings. Ian Nickel will give you the latest. And finally, it seems like fall is finally headed our way. Carly Torbett will break down your full week forecast. All this and more happening right now on UCentral News.
Live from Central Oklahoma, this is UCentral News.
Good evening, I'm Shanice Hopkins.
And I'm Jeremy Ramirez. Welcome to this edition of UCentral News.
Hurricane Milton is now a Category 4 hurricane. Even though it is forecast the weekend before it makes landfall, it will double in size, meaning its disastrous impacts will be felt over a much larger area. Ivan Rodriguez is in Tampa with the latest on the storm and evacuation efforts.
Officials are pleading with millions of people to get out and get out now. Today is that last full day people have to evacuate before conditions begin to deteriorate. Here where I'm standing is a beach on Davis Island, just south of downtown Tampa. People are filling up their own sandbags here, and then many tell me they'll evacuate as soon as they're done.
If you choose to stay in one of those evacuation areas, you're going to die.
Dire warning from the mayor of Tampa as authorities beg people to evacuate ahead of Hurricane Milton. Many heeding the message.
Lines at gas stations have been long. Gas stations are running out quicker than they otherwise would.
Florida highways have been crammed with what some state officials expect could be the largest evacuation since 2017's Hurricane Irma. The storm is projected to weaken and make landfall as a Category 3 near the Tampa area on Wednesday, packing 120-mile-per-hour winds. Its dangerous eye and eye wall could come ashore anywhere from Cedar Key in the north to Naples in the south.
Been to the point where I'm literally looking at every item in our home and deciding, do I take it or do I leave it? And the thought of it just floating in the water somewhere, it's really hard to bear.
Many are spending the little time that is left before Milton arrives collecting sandbags and boarding up properties.
Aileen was very close for us to be a disaster. We are trying to prepare as much as possible. I don't know if it's going to make a difference, but at least we will be able to say that we did everything we could.
To help evacuees, the state of Florida also suspended tolls on all major highways, and they're also allowing drivers to use the shoulder of those highways to help traffic flow a little bit easier. In Tampa, Florida, I'm Ivan Rodriguez.
TikTok is facing more legal pressure. Tuesday, 14 states filed lawsuits claiming that the social media platform harms children's mental health.
The lawsuits allege that TikTok uses an addictive content recommendation system that puts profit over safety. They claim it's designed to keep minors on the app as long as possible, which helps the company boost revenue from selling targeted ads.
They cited TikTok's endless scrolling feed of content, its challenge videos, and late-night push notifications that can disrupt sleep. The complaint also alleges that TikTok's so-called beauty filters can cause body image issues and other mental and physical health disorders. TikTok
said it believes its platform is safe for children and that it offers safety features like screen time limits and optional parental oversight tools.
TikTok is also battling a lawsuit that could see it banned in the U.S. as soon as next year, as well as a lawsuit from the U.S. Justice Department alleging the platform unlawfully collected children's data.
Now back here in Edmond, the weather's been pretty cool. We're going to toss it over to Carly for our first look at weather.
Hi, good afternoon, Broncos. We are going to take a look at this Hurricane Milton that's heading straight for the Sunshine State today. It is at a Category 5 right now, and it is heading straight for shore. We are hoping that it is going to weaken just a little bit as it heads the closer it gets to land. So right now we are at a Category 5 with winds being around 155 to 160 miles per hour. As it moves forward, by the time it hits landfall, we are hoping to see it at a Category 3. It may be at a Category 4, but we are hoping for that Category 3. But as it does hit landfall, we are going to see winds around 140 miles per hour, and then our storm surges are going to be 12 to 15 feet. And then we are going to be seeing about 5 to 15 inches of rain expected to flood the mainland of Florida. But this is not going to affect Oklahoma, however. We are still in a drought. As you can see to our radar, we have nothing going on right now. These are our wind gusts that are going around. They are a little bit lower than they were compared to last week, but like I said, nothing going on. We do have high fire risk right now just due to that drought. Current conditions today, we are sitting at 85 degrees, mostly sunny, southeast winds coming at about 7 miles per hour with 12 mile per hour gusts. Humidity is at 32% and it does feel like 88, and that's just from that little bit of humidity we are getting. But looking ahead, we do have a possible cold front coming in on Sunday, giving us that relief. And then we do have a 10% chance of isolated showers tomorrow and Thursday, but it is only 10%, so I wouldn't get our hopes up just yet. Most locations are going to stay dry. We are still at risk for fire danger due to that drought. I will keep you guys updated throughout the half hour. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Carly. Want to explore the world and get college credit? Well, the UCO Study Abroad Fair showed students just how to do that.
UCO students interested in studying abroad headed to Bronco Lake earlier today. The event focused on sharing information and providing opportunities to interested students.
Today is the Study Abroad Fair, and what the Study Abroad Fair entails is we're trying to bring more awareness to cultural diversity in different languages here at UCO campus, and we're also trying to encourage other students to study abroad as well.
The Center for Global Competency offers 63 exchange programs in 28 different countries, including Japan, Switzerland, and France. Some of the programs offered are business, modern languages, and environmental studies.
As an added bonus, the fair provided students with stellar credit and boba tea. The fair wrapped up around 1 this afternoon.
UCO's Pollinator Garden was featured on Oklahoma Garden, a research-based show. UCentral reporter Lauren Jackson spoke with Dr. Cadell about the show.
UCO's own Pollinator Garden was featured on Oklahoma's Gardening. The Dean of Mathematics gave us more insight on the episode.
They air the show on Saturday and Sunday on OETA, and then they put the episodes out on the Oklahoma Gardening YouTube site. So in our case, they actually broke it into 3 segments. They did their entire half hour with us. So they did me, then they did the landscape architect, then they did John Berthel, who's our entomologist.
In the episode, the garden features more than 60 native plants and flowers to help produce the pollen for the bees.
So I wanted to have a place that would contain a huge number of plants to use for several different classes, and then because of the decline of pollinators at the same time, then it just made sense to make it a pollinator garden.
The UCO Pollinator Garden also hosts many classes ranging K through 12 and even classes taught at UCO.
We look at it at a place where a lot of transformative learning can take place. And so issues for research, issues for education. We also want it to be a place where people can come and they can look at the beauty of this garden and think, I can do this in my front yard.
UCO's own Pollinator Garden was featured on
All 3 episodes are out now on the Oklahoma Gardening YouTube page.
Halloween is the talk of the town, and infamous Oklahoma town Guthrie is starting up its attractions and Guthrie haunts. Every Friday and Saturday of October and Thursday, October 31st, is a perfect time to get spooky. The box office opens at 7 p.m. to midnight, and if UCO students show their ID, they can get $5 off admission. You can find more information at GuthrieHaunts.com.
Sponsor applications for the President's Club Children's Community Party are now open. In December, UCO will host Edmond first graders for a day of holiday fun. The day will include games, crafts, and a gift from Santa. While it should be a magical day, Santa will not be providing the gifts. That's up to the sponsors. They'll also accompany their sponsored child during the party. Sponsors must sign up in pairs, so ask a friend or loved one at UCO if they're interested in spreading some cheer this holiday season. Applications are open through October 25th, so check out UCOR to learn more. Coming up, fall weather is finally headed our way.
We'll be right back with Carly's full weather forecast.
Rugged, rough, built for the road ahead. Sometimes I feel like a shell of a man. Commercials are fake. What you're feeling isn't. Call or text 988, Oklahoma's mental health lifeline.
The University of Central Oklahoma grows and thrives. We move forward, daily living the Bronco way, being reflective of our neighborhood, community, history, and Oklahoma. This is what has made us who we are. Oklahoma's Metropolitan University, the third largest university in Oklahoma. This is where movement is. This is the University of Central Oklahoma.
Good afternoon, Broncos, and welcome back to UCentral. We are going to look at our current conditions. We are sitting at about 85 degrees, mostly sunny outside. Winds coming from the southeast at about 7 miles per hour with those gusts at 12 miles per hour. Humidity is at a 32%, and it does feel like 88 right now, and that's just because of that little humidity we got going on up in the air. We are going to look at our allergy index. As you see, our tree and grass pollen did go way down opposed to last week, but they are lower, and our ragweed and mold spores are pretty high up there. They are going to continue to change, especially with these different types of winds we have coming through, so just make sure we're keeping an eye on that. Looking at our current conditions across the state today, we do have 85 in the metro. We have mostly 80s across the board right now. We do have low 90s down here in Altus and then 84 up in the Panhandle. I think our lowest spot right now is probably going to be up in Miami and Idabel with 81. But going into tonight, we are going to be sitting at about 60 degrees. Clear, wind's going to be coming in from the south at about 19 miles per hour. So like I said, our winds are going to be kind of everywhere. They are going to pick up a little bit tonight. Humidity is going to be at 59% and rain is a 0% chance tonight. But across the state, we are looking at mainly 50s across the board. We do have a couple low spots up in the Panhandle. We have 48 in Guyman and then 47 in Miami. Metro area is going to be kind of the same around. Just around each of it, it's going to be about 57 degrees. Tomorrow, we are looking at 90s. We do have a couple spots in the 80s. Miami's at 85, Panhandle's at 87, Metro's at 85. Enid and Woodward are going to be still at those low 90s right now. We are going to have that 7-day forecast for you. We are looking at 80s, and then going into the weekend, we are going to go back up just a little bit, but we are hoping to have that cold front come in on Sunday, and that is going to help us have that fall weather come in. So we are looking at 73 as the high for our possible Monday. Shanice and Jeremy, how are you feeling about this cold front coming in? It's supposed to start getting cooler next week.
Man, I am so excited for those temperatures on Monday, and I'm just excited to be outside more. What do you think, Carly?
Yes, I am so excited. Hopefully it sticks around. It's supposed to, but we'll keep you guys updated.
I'm definitely excited for that, for it to not be as hot, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
That's what I'm mostly glad for.
Coming up, find out what HBO original is coming to an end.
And this sequel to an Oscar-nominated movie isn't receiving good feedback. Find out when we come back. I wrote that.
Happy birthday! Make a wish.
Miss you guys.
Blue skies smiling at me, talking about blue skies. Do I see bluebirds singing a song, talking about blue skies from now on?
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Are you really sure this is all going to fit?
Oh, it'll fit. I got that.
All right.
When hauling anything, ensure it's secure.
losing your load is dangerous for all drivers. We want everyone to make it home safe. Help make Oklahoma safe by securing your load.
What's up, Broncos? My name is Lauren Jackson, and I'm bringing you your social media news. The music world was shaken by yet another loss. Christy Houston, the mother of the late Whitney Houston, has died at 91. She died in her home in Newark yesterday. Her family has said that Houston was in hospice care for Alzheimer's. Houston was a gospel singer who won Grammy Awards in soul gospel. 2 of her albums include Face to Face and He Leadeth Me. She was a backup singer for Aretha Franklin before her career took off. She is survived by her 2 sons and many great children. The Joker sequel is not gaining enough revenue as expected. The movie opened with $40 million. Original expectations were $50 million to $75 million in revenue. Joker's box office performance was much higher and anticipated. When they greenlight a sequel, you hope that it does business that the previous one did, says analyst Jeff Rock. Joker was originally and extended to be a standalone movie. The first Joker became one of the best-selling comic book adaptations. Joker was a risk that the Warner Brothers were willing to make. Many critics thought of the sequel just as meh upon first seeing it. Opening weekend of Joker was a disaster overall for the Warner Brothers. Jinx, another mystery has been closed in the world of streaming. The Max original series Velma has been canceled after just 2 seasons. According to a recent post on X by Screen Rant, background painter Davey Cummings created a post on Instagram. The caption said, "It was fun working with the crew." The post went on to say there would not be a 3rd season. Instead, the post urged fans to stream the new Halloween special. The post has since been deleted from social media. The Halloween special is now streaming on Max, including season 2 and the whole series. You guys at the desk, how are you guys feeling about the Joker movie? I saw it last weekend. How are you guys feeling about it?
I have not had a chance to see it just yet. I was kind of iffy because the ratings have been a little everywhere. I like musicals, so maybe it could be for me. What about you?
Personally, I love Lady Gaga, so anything with Lady Gaga in it, I'm enjoying, and I loved the Joker. I've always loved the Joker movies, so I really enjoyed it, honestly.
Yeah, I've heard some pretty mixed things about it, so I'm really not sure.
Yeah, thank you, Lauren. Coming up, football and volleyball jumped up in the rankings again.
And another Bronco football star was named MIAA Player of the Week. Find out who when we come back.
I was raised to believe in the power of possibility, to always move forward but never forget where I came from, to value hard work, ingenuity, and hospitality. On one hand, my people are rough and rugged. On the other, refined and elegant. They taught me how to love beautiful things and cherish my past, to seek out adventure, eat well, and to have a good time. So I keep their traditions alive every place I go. They call me Oklahoma City, but you can call me the modern frontier.
UCentral News as a whole, you got to be in those different areas, like being on camera, being off camera, being in the control room. And so I feel like that is what prepared me most about being in the workplace.
UCentral and the Mass Comm department has provided me all the tools and the fundamentals that are needed in order to thrive well and thrive fast at my job.
Maybe it's time to hit the road and visit a place where stories unfold. This is the land of the ultimate road trip, with sights old and new on Route 66. There's fun to be had, So much to do, and a few new surprises before you get through. Oklahoma has the most miles to share of Route 66. It's really quite rare. TravelOK.com will show you the way. Come see for yourself this iconic highway.
After winning weeks in football and volleyball, the Chos, like the Jeffersons, are moving on up. We begin with Jalen Cottrell, who had a dominant game on Saturday, and the folks at the MIAA took notice. The running back out of Lexington, Oklahoma, was named the MIAA Offensive Player of the Week after his lights-out performance against Missouri Southern. Cottrell rushed for 161 yards on 11 carries and 2 touchdowns, one for 67 yards and another for 61. It is the second time this season a UCO Bronco has been named the conference's Offensive Player of the Week and the fourth time a Bronco has been named Conference Player of the Week this season. And while Cottrell had 11 carries, UCO football jumped up to number 11 in one of the 2 polls, as did Bronco volleyball in the AVCA poll. The Broncos rose in both the D2Football.com and AFCA polls after the 59-24 victory. The Chos went up 6 spots from the D2 football poll from 17 to 11 and up from 17 to 13 in the AFCA poll. Chos volleyball had a slight boost in their rankings, going up from lucky 13 to 11 after the undefeated weekend. Central Oklahoma is the only program in all of Division II to have an undefeated football and volleyball team right now. To the hardwood, as the MIAA Basketball Media Days are taking place right now in Kansas City. The conference released coaches and media polls for both the men's and women's team. The women's team is ranked in both the coaches and media poll at 11th. The Broncos are coming off an 8-20 year last year in Emma Andrews' second year as head coach. The men's team was ranked a little higher, coming in at number 5 in both polls, and receiving a first place vote in the media poll. The Broncos are coming off a 20-11 campaign, but lost stars Jaden Wells and Danquez Dossie to Division I schools. To the golf course, the Broncos men's golf team traveled to St. Joseph, Missouri, and was dominant in the Holiday Inn Express Central Regional Preview. The Chos were head and shoulders above the rest of the competition, finishing with a team score of 27 under par. Tied for second place was host Missouri Western and Southern Arkansas, who both shot 4 over par. All 5 Bronco golfers finished in the top 20, with 3 finishing in the top 5. Bennett Baldwin finished in second place with 9 strokes under par. Jordan Wilson finished third with 7 under par, and Dylan Henderson finished the tournament in 5th with 6 under par. We are only 8 days into October, and the MLB postseason has not disappointed. The American League played their Game 2s last night, and both were entertaining to say the least. First to Cleveland, we skipped to the top of the 9th. Kerry Carpenter got the bat out of his toolbox and launched this one into right field for the 3-0 lead. Carpenter hits this homer over Guardians closer and AL saves leader Emmanuel Clase. Carpenter got a nice reward for his efforts with this group hug from his teammates. Love the teamwork here. Detroit's playing hot right now, and the Tigers even up the series and will play Game 3 at home tomorrow. Over to the Big Apple, bottom of the 3rd. The Yankees start off the scoring with a Giancarlo Stanton single, which scores Gleyber Torres from second base. And the Yankees, they won on Sunday, 6-5 in a thrilling fashion, and they took the lead early here. After a Salvador Perez home run, Tommy Wham Bam Thank You Fam hits a line drive to right field to give the Royals the lead. Then Garrett Hampson says my turn and hits a ground ball into left, scoring Fam. The Royals would score 4 in the 4th, and then going on to the bottom of the 9th inning, Torres would ground out to short and the Royals would win 4-2. Game 3 is in Kansas City tomorrow. The National League has a pair of Game 3s tonight as the Mets and Phillies are playing right now as we speak, and the West Coast showdown of Dodgers and Padres play tonight at 7 p.m. Back over to Kansas City, the Chiefs wrapped up Week 5 of the NFL and wrapped up the week last night taking on the New Orleans Saints. Second quarter, Chiefs up 10-0. Derek Carr fires a missile over to double twos, Rashid Shaheed for the 43-yard touchdown, 10-7 Chiefs. Later on, 16-7 Chiefs. Mahomes fires an into the end zone to Juju Smith-Schuster, but Juju ate some Butterfingers at halftime, and the ball gets picked off by the big fella, Colin Saunders, and instead of going down, he turns on the Jets and goes to the 40-yard line. We love a big boy play here. But it doesn't matter as the Chiefs and Travis Kelce and Xavier Worthy get the job done, and they win and remain undefeated 26-13. Also, I want to give credit where credit is due. Shanice on Thursday was the only one to pick the Falcons, and they won in overtime. So props to you, Shanice. What did you think of that game?
I thought the game was amazing. I feel like they just heard me in Atlanta cheering all the way here. I thought it was very impressive. Did you think it was a good game?
It was a heck of a game, probably the most exciting Thursday night football game thus far. Kirk Cousins and Baker Mayfield had heck of a game. I look forward to that next matchup. I think that one's in December.
Yes. Thank you, Ian.
Coming up after the break, find out how Spirit Halloween is celebrating Christmas.
And Carly will have our final look at weather. Stay with us.
Rugged, rough, built for the road ahead.
Sometimes I feel like a shell of a man.
Commercials are fake. What you're feeling isn't. Call or text 988, Oklahoma's mental health lifeline.
How much difference can one vote make? Since 2023, more than 60 U.S. elections have been tied or won by just one vote. So this fall, your friend could be the tiebreaker. And that could make all the difference. People are more likely to vote when encouraged by a friend. So use your power to decide this election. Make sure you're good to vote and encourage your friends to make a voting plan at votevotevote.com.
The University of Central Oklahoma grows and thrives. We move forward, daily living the Bronco way, being reflective of our neighborhood, community, history, and Oklahoma. This is what has made us who we are. Oklahoma's Metropolitan University, the third largest university in Oklahoma. This is where movement is. This is the University of Central Oklahoma.
Welcome back, Broncos. The retail chain known for ushering in spooky season is now embracing Christmas. Spirit Halloween has announced that it will be opening 10 Spirit Christmas stores later this fall. They will mostly be located in the U.S. Northeast area. The company says that the stores will be filled with Christmas-themed decorations, inflatables, and gifts. Customers will also be able to wander through a life-size gingerbread village as well as take a photo with Santa Claus. Spirit Halloween opened more than 1,500 stores across the U.S. and Canada this year. According to the National Retail Federation, consumers are forecasted to spend more than $11 billion for Halloween this year. Now, speaking about cooler temperatures, Carly will have your final look at weather.
Thank you, Shanice. Looking at our daily forecast, we did have clear skies this morning at 56 degrees. This afternoon got up just a little bit. It's still sunny at 76 degrees. And then going into tonight around 7 p.m., we are going to be clear and we are going to be sitting at about 79 degrees. Looking ahead, we got possible cold front moving in on Sunday and then 10% chance of isolated showers tomorrow and Thursday. It is going to be dry in most places, but we do have that risk of fire across the state. I'm going to throw it back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Carly, and thank you for joining us for this edition of UCentral News. I'm Shanice Hopkins.
And I'm Jeremy Ramirez. Have a great night.